What's going on, guys? Kyle Finance Bro here. SOS has been under attack from investigations, trial attorneys, short sellers, and almost every single person under the sun. What is going on with this cryptocurrency mining stock? Is it legit? And what are my thoughts on it? Now, before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please hit the like and subscribe button as it helps the channel out immensely. And make sure to check out our WeBull link if you guys want 2 free stocks with WeBull. It's a great way to get started trading if you want to really trade in these financial markets. And they're a great brokerage that you can use. Plus, you get some free money when you sign up. Also want to say too, if you guys want to check out our course program, it's linked down below. And check out our channel membership if you guys are interested in supporting us. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. There's been a variety of articles and news that has come out about SOS, and I'm going to give a brief overview of everything and as well my own thoughts and opinions about the situation. To start, we're going to give a brief refresher of what's going on with SOS, especially for those of you who are unfamiliar with the stock and maybe don't know what's actually going on with it right now. All right, everyone, so here are a few articles that I think are relevant to this whole situation. Just to start, we're going to do a brief refresher of what's going on with SOS Limited, right? SOS was previously a AI-based stock that did a lot of rescue relief efforts, software development. Now they're into the cryptocurrency industry. They announced basically that they would be buying a bunch of cryptocurrency mining rigs that ideally would be mining cryptocurrency, and eventually they would be able to create software that would ideally involve in the transaction of cryptocurrency. So as we can see here, this is a big issue though, because SOS Limited alert, Brager Eagle and Squire PC is investigating SOS Limited on behalf of SOS stockholders and encourages investors to contact the firm. So this happened basically when SOS announced that they would be moving into the cryptocurrency industry, right? About a week passes or so, and we see all of a sudden a short seller report come out from, I believe it was Hindenburg Research. Yep, Hindenburg Research, as you can see right here, that basically stated that it's a pump and dump scheme, right? They're stating that this is a fraudulent stock. They're stating basically that allegedly they think that this stock is not actually up to par. It's not doing what they say they're doing. So on February 26, 2021, Hindenburg Research and Colbert Research, another subsidiary, published reports regarding SOS alleging that the company was a pump and dump scheme that used fake addresses and doctored photos of crypto miners, right, to create an illusion of success. And that SOS purportedly bought mining rigs from a fake shell company. So there's a few accusations here, obviously, on what is happening with SOS. A lot of people are wondering why these short reports are coming out. So these are, it seems to be the 3 main reasons. The first one, let's go over that, was that these crypto miners, right, doctored photos of them, right? So these, photos that were released of the cryptocurrency miners that they bought were doctored. They're not the actual models that they bought, apparently. Well, allegedly. This is all alleged and speculation, so keep that in mind. But allegedly that there were these photos that were released that basically showed cryptocurrency mining platforms that were not the actual mining platforms that SOS purchased, which is kind of interesting and kind of strange if that is true. Obviously, why would they doctor photos of mining platforms that they bought? Not saying they did this, obviously, right? This is all speculative. The next point, right? Mining rigs from a fake shell company. So this is a company that is a front, right? This is a company that's not real. It's a fake shell company that SOS for some reason is putting money through. So that's a little strange and a little suspicious. And then the next one, let's see here. What was the very last one? Basically saying the SOS lists a hotel room as a company's headquarters. Now this was debunked actually, because in a recent, well, debunked I guess you could say, as far as SOS gave information on it, stating that the hotel room listing as far as their headquarters goes, that is basically a temporary licensing thing that they had worked out, where that would only be a very temporary address as far as until they really got set up with an actual place of business, right? And that makes sense. Obviously there's tons of companies that are going to list their stuff in just wherever they can, right? I'm sure the owners and CEOs and main officers of SOS, the CEO rather of SOS, and the main people are probably very busy. So and to begin with, right, they're going to be in hotel rooms, they're going to be in these types of places. So it's not always going to be, at somebody's house or at an actual office building. So that was talked about. Let's see here, what else do we have? So saying that on this news, the company's share price fell to $1.27 or 21% to close at $4.70 on February 26th. So basically, short sale report comes out. Hindenburg basically tears into it, calling it a pump and dump, saying that this company is essentially a fraud, it's a scam, and their price dropped 21% in less than a couple minutes, which is, well, I mean, or in a trading session, I guess you could say, which is insane. One thing that's interesting, and this is what I really wanted to talk about in this video, is that we actually have basically the law firm that is doing a investigation right now into this. So as you can see here, investor action notice. The Shao law firm reminds investors of a class action lawsuit against SOS Limited and encourages investors with losses in excess of $100,000 to contact the firm. So if you're a whale here in this SOS situation, or maybe not even a whale, I mean, you know, $100,000 is not that much in the investing world. If you had lots of money in this company and you were really, you know, leveraged into this company and you lost money, Shao would like to contact you, clearly, right? Shao would like you to contact them, so that way I'm guessing they can put you on a list not only as somebody to reference in the trial as evidence of maybe something, who knows, but also maybe to get some of the money back that you may have lost. So let's see here. So a national shareholders right litigation firm, that's what Shao law firm is, by the way, for those of you who are wondering. It's not really just a random law firm. This is a shareholder rights litigation firm, so obviously they're being contracted to you know, take care of this SOS situation, or look into it, I should say. Let's see here. Investors who purchased the company's securities between July 22nd, 2020 and February 25th of 2021, inclusive the class period, are encouraged to contact the firm before June 1st of 2021. If you're a shareholder who suffered a loss, click here to participate. Obviously, it's a link. We encourage you to contact Brian Shaw, blah, 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 a bunch of contact information. The class in this case has not yet been certified, and until certification occurs, you're not represented by any attorney. If you choose to take no action, you can remain an absent class member. According to the complaint, the company made false, misleading statements to the market. SOS misleaded or misrepresented itself in the SEC filings, the location or existence of one of its principal executive offices. Both HY International Group New York Inc. and FXK Technology Corporation were either entities created by the company or undisclosed related parties. The company misrepresented the nature of mining rigs it claimed to have purchased. Based on these facts, the company's public statements were false and materially misleading throughout the class period. When the market learned the truth about SOS, investors suffered damages. So this is all basically the case that, let's see, Shell firm, I guess you could say, or Shell law is, as they're called, is trying to make, right? That SOS, or they're trying to prove, I guess you could say, is that SOS is, in their opinion, fraudulent, right? Or they're committing some kind of securities fraud. So this is another article that I wanted to talk about as well. Hagen Berman, which is another, these are national trial attorneys, which are big, you know, for international types of trials like this, because SOS, for those of you who don't know, is actually based in China, right? SOS is not based in America. SOS Limited is based out in China. Investors, so they encourage investors to contact an attorneys, securities fraud, class action filed. So investor deadline is established. So this is interesting. They've established a deadline. Let's see, plaintiff deadline is January 1st. That's what we read before, right? So the complaint centers on SOS proponent recent entry into the Bitcoin mining business, for example, on January 21st. This is actually what the class action lawsuit is for. I actually won't read this again because obviously we've read it. Let's see, claim that 5,000 mining rigs had already gone live. That's interesting actually though, because we did not see that before. 20 million a month later from HY International Corp. The companies allege that in truth, SOS is a fraudulent stock promotion scheme that has concealed related party transactions and has misinterpreted or misrepresented the type or existence of Bitcoin mining rigs SOS claimed to have purchased earlier this year. Once again, this is what we're talking about, right? A lot of this is the speculation behind these mining rigs and whether or not they're true. Investors alleged to begin the truth. Hindenburg Research and Culper Research began scathing commentary on SOS, blah, blah, blah. We've all read this, but the deadline basically to submit any losses is June 1st, it seems, right? Lead plaintiff deadline, right? So that's what we have there. So those are the articles that's going on. I wanted to take a quick look at some of the sticks. Roll the sticks intro. Thank you. I wanted to run some of the sticks for this stock. So let's take a look here. This was the last trading session. Today was on 3:30, which obviously today, or at least the day of recording, this is April 2nd. Was this the last trading? Sorry, that was not. The last trading day was April 1st, actually. And April 1st, it was okay. As you can see back here, this was on March 30th. We saw a just gigantic red candle down, right? So we were trading at about $5.73 around there. Dropped to $4, so it's only $1 drop, and you know, kind of tried tried to recover here, bounce back down, recover here, and it's kind of just been stagnant the whole time. And see, that is the big problem with SOS at the moment. As you can see here, initial run up from cryptocurrency hype. SOS was doing very good, you know, all the way up to $16, right? $16 a share. And then Hindenburg, you know, obviously a little bit of sell-off here, but then Hindenburg released its short sell report, and then obviously just tanks after that, right? And then we have this kind of stagnant line. And now, what I think here is, you know, in my opinion, right? This is my opinion. This is not financial advice. Here's what, in my opinion, is going to happen over the next couple of days. I think that SOS, obviously, or the next couple of weeks or months, depending on how long this trial goes for, SOS is going to continue to go like this, right? I think the trading pattern is going to be, oh, you know, it's going to sell off a bit. Might try to recover. It might sell off a bit. And as long as there's really no, you know, more news about the trial being pushed out to people, SOS is going to continue to drop like this, right? And we're going to see more unfortunate just kind of stagnation, I think, in my opinion. The other thing too is until this investigation is finished, you know, who knows what might happen, right? This company, if it's, you know, found out that there's some kind of security fraud going on, there could be a lot of people's money at stake, right? So, you know, this is all alleged, obviously, so we have to really kind of wait and see. It's definitely a big waiting game with SOS right now. But as far as that goes, if you are invested in SOS, apparently this, you know, several law firms, Shell law firm wants you to contact them, so that way you can get in touch with them. So if you guys are, you know, at all invested in SOS in a big way, right? $100,000, not small, you know, like $50 or $100, like a lot of money, obviously contact them. So in my opinion, I think that SOS is really speculated on right now. As far as my own opinion goes on whether or not it is fraudulent, I honestly don't think so. I don't think it's fraudulent because for the most part, this is all speculation. You know, whether or not those photos of the mining rigs were doctored or photoshopped or whatever Hindenburg is trying to claim there, I don't necessarily think that that is really something that they can absolutely prove beyond, you know, a shadow of a doubt. So that's a little weird. The address thing was cleared up. That was just simply the way they were established, and they had to put, you know, an address somewhere for the business address, and that was ended up being where it is. I do agree that it is strange that it's at a hotel room, but they cleared that up in an investor Q&A, so I'm not really worried about that. And then as far as the last thing goes, which if I remember correctly here, the last big thing that they talked about, right, was the purchasing of these cryptocurrency mining rigs from the fake shell company, right? That is something that was talked about. So what is that? You know, why is that an issue? Well, if this is a front type of company where there's no real company behind it, obviously that's a little sketch. But as far as that goes, I mean, it seems, have not really taken any effort to actually try and understand the fake shell company that the rigs were bought from, right? Again, this is all speculation, right? So they don't have, none of this is 100% true. These are all just the law firms really trying to push in. And I'd even argue that a lot of hedge funds have short positions on this. This is very speculative, by the way. Allegedly, I'm allowed to have an opinion. I'm not saying that any of this is true, but I'm sure there are plenty of people who had short positions on this, and you know, this could be a result of that. So take that as you will. I think that SOS is not a fraud. I think that there's just some miscommunication going on right now. SOS being a company pretty much situated in an entirely different country, you know, with language barriers and information barriers and an assortment of issues that can arise from things like that. I don't really know that I am set in my mind that SOS is a fraud. I want to see more information come out. I want to see more information about the fake shell company, or the fake shell company, because that's the only thing that gets me a little bit. I don't have a lot of information on it yet. Obviously, that's just the claim that's been made. I'd like to find out more about that, why they're saying that, and why this fake shell company is being brought up. But other than that, I think a lot of it's just miscommunication and, of course, speculation. And other than that, that's pretty much my personal thoughts on SOS. I think that I will look forward to seeing where else SOS goes. I'm not personally invested in it. There's some other cryptocurrency stocks related to cryptocurrency mining and transactions in general that I'm a little bit more bullish on. As far as SOS goes, though, I think that there is a lot of hype right now over whether or not this is a fraud. And in my personal opinion, I just don't know if that's true. Of course, this is is all speculation. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own research and due diligence, and let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this. If you guys think that SOS is a fraud, or if you think that anything that they're saying holds weight, let me know in the comments below. We'd love to read you guys' suggestions. But other than that, those are my thoughts and generally the articles that we saw here on SOS. But other than that, that's pretty much it for what's going on with SOS. A lot of you guys, I'm sure, are very nervous if you have positions in this company or you believe in it yourself and think that a lot of these rumors and speculation and investigations aren't really based upon true, actual facts. But of course, like anything, it's important to do your own research and due diligence before investing in any asset or security. I feel like these videos are very helpful because they give you a very summarized version of what's going on with SOS and any really stock that has any kind of investigations or news coming out about it. We love to help you guys out with information like this and just let everyone know what's going on so that way you guys don't have to do as much digging. In my personal opinion on SOS, I'm pretty bullish on the cryptocurrency mining industry. I think it's a great industry overall, and as long as these investigations don't actually turn out to be true and SOS is a actual real company that isn't a pump and dump scheme, well, I'm bullish on SOS. But for now, we're just going to have to see. There's unfortunately a lot of speculation. A lot of people are really calling this, well, a scam, but in my opinion, we just have to wait and see. A lot of this is a waiting game, if you will. Let me know what you guys think about SOS in the comments below. Also, let me know if you guys have money in this stock. I know a lot of you guys really like this stock and you really don't think that these investigations are actually true and that this is actually a good stock for the long term. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, of course. And other than that, that's all we have for you guys today. Make sure to check out our WeBull link if you guys want 2 free stocks with WeBull. Make sure to check out our course program and our channel membership if you feel like supporting us and getting some value at the same time. And other than that, guys, that's all we have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.